Hello and welcome to Twinpossible, where anything is possible if you put your mind, body, and soul into it. Good to see you again. Today we're going to learn a few ways that you can feed your baby multiples, your twins. I have no experience with anything beyond twins, so don't ask me about that. But for multiple babies, here's a few different ways that I've fed them, my husband has fed them, and what works for us and hopefully will work for you too. Feeding twins may seem like a daunting task, especially when you're still pregnant, thinking about all the work it's going to be. How can you do it if you can't hold two babies at once? Well, the simple answer is you only do have a certain amount of hands. If you don't have help and you need to be feeding your children like me alone in the middle of the night, because my husband works nights, when you find yourself in that position, this can really help you out. So what I advise parents of multiples to buy are definitely 2 bouncers. If you have a large house, you may want to even splurge on 4. You can go to the consignment store, buy them really cheap, or get a great sale. They do have discounts at some places, twin discounts. You definitely want 2 bouncers. You definitely want 2 Boppy pillows. They're amazing, especially in those early weeks. And even beyond that, it changes what you can use them for. And also you're going to want to have a lot of patience. So those are the things that you need when you want to feed your multiples. And some pillows, because I do like to feed them on pillows now that they're a little bigger. So just, sit back. Hopefully you'll learn something. My children are a little too vocal right now and a little too ornery. Need to use them as models in this video, so I have taken a couple of reborns of mine that I've made along the way. For years I sold them on eBay, so I'm just going to use them as my models today. They're much more cooperative and I won't have to dub over a bunch of screaming. Alrighty then. Okay, so that's what we're learning today. Feeding twins, burping twins, and keeping your sanity while feeding them. Alright? Taking care of them doesn't have to be so hard. Here we go. Okay, warm your 2 bottles. Put your babies in the bouncer. Be sure to lock them in, unless they're really tiny. And this is if you want to watch TV or something, and you're on the ground. Say I have the TV down this way. This is the easiest way to do it. 1 bottle here, 1 bottle here, 1 mouth here, 1 mouth here. Bring them a little closer. And I'm watching TV and feeding the babies. Or I'm just Gucci goo, and just loving them up while being comfortable. Now, of course, we can do it this way, using the bouncers. Now these are must-have for twins. You can put them close together and go like this. It's all up to you, but if you're more comfortable like relaxing, putting your legs out in the middle is a better way of going about it. Then, once your baby has started fussing because it's got some gas in it, well then, I'm going to take out the baby and burp. And sometimes the baby just does not want to burp. We do the circular rub on the back, the pat. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But what else you can try is taking the sole of your palm here, bringing it down to the lower back, working your way up in a firm yet still gentle manner, because they are young and little and fragile, and you just work that gas up. Sorry, there's a piece of lint on her outfit here. Work your way up, and sometimes that helps relieve the gas. My husband likes to rub on the sides, massaging the sides. He says that works for him, so you could give that a try too. And the patting, of course, but then again up, up, up. Good girl. Alright, then back in, and you're back to your feeding, doing the same thing to your next child. Multiples is all about just doing everything twice. That's what you gotta know. That's the only, it doesn't have to be as difficult as some people make it out to be. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so this is our ever popular way of doing things, especially in the beginning. The boppy pillows, I always did it up on the bed. For the middle of the night feedings, it's awesome. We would take a blanket, but you'd want something lighter than this for the summer months, of course. Fold it up and put it in the middle there so the baby rests on a slight incline but doesn't sink down into the hole, because newborns don't fill up that large gap there. Alright, now these boppies are definite lifesavers, must have. They're great. Absolutely amazing. Worth the money. They don't seem like much, but trust me, when you have your babies, you'll know. Okay, so let's call her Julia here. She will be sitting comfortably in this bop, while we have Stephanie sitting there. So they got a slight incline to them, not too much, and not laying flat on their backs. You don't want them laying flat. Okay, now, bottle's falling over here. That's not a good thing. Okay. How the heck did that happen? Okay. Now, sorry, I just flipped my lid. Anyway, back to business. Okay, now this I was doing for quite some time, but you do this on a bed, you don't do this on the floor. But see, it's quite, a distance between them. So I figured out the best solution for that is to bring one to the side like this, and there. Perfect. Now you can sit there, feed this baby and this baby at the same time. Now a lot of times I like to feed them separately, one after the other. You'll notice in the beginning you're feeding so much that you will hurt your shoulders and your part of your back, and it will hurt. So sometimes, no matter how much you want to bond with individual babies, sometimes you have to take a break and feed them together. And you want them to eat at the same time. That is the biggest thing with twins. You do not want to get them off a schedule. You want to keep them on schedule, and you definitely want to make sure that they're feeding. And so this is a better way for your arms. It's not as far apart and it's more comfortable for you. This is an on-the-bed thing. The bounces are great for the floor feedings. Okay, and they're comfortable. And babies, it says no sleeping in them. Babies can fall asleep in those. I let them nap in there because I was around watching them. So as long as you're around watching and you're supervising, then they should be safe. Just remember to fill up that gap when they're little, because they can sink in and their necks can go down, and they can, their airway can be closed off there. So that's a definite no-no. But like this, they're very comfortable and content, and that's what we did for so long. I mean, we could still do that now too, but now they don't eat quite as much and are not as demanding now at 4 months old.